What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube Barber Academy. And today, we're about to have it all figured out. I got a real good camera here. We're gonna do this entire tutorial live, and I'm gonna be switching between some cameras. I got Big Money Stirs over here. He's gonna help me out answer some of you guys' comments. So if you drop a comment, I will be able to put it on the screen and everything. So give me a second. It's been a little while since I got that up there. There we go. Bam. Can drop them right on. JPV, hello. What's up, you guys? Shout out to the membership. Don't be afraid to join the membership, because pretty soon some of these are going to be members only lives. Y'all like the red gloves? All right, so first things first, man. You guys can kind of pick some of the tools we do this with. I'm going to let you select between the Ergo, which I've been working with all day, and hopefully it has enough battery. The Ergo, or we could use the Saber. And today I'm going to be featuring a new clipper. This is actually a balding clipper. All right, this is Gamma's take on the balding clipper. It's similar to the wall balding clipper, and we're going to be using this to cut the hair down to skin. This is a really dope skin color, but actually what this is, I'm gonna break this down completely. But this is actually a boosted with a special blade on it, and if you wanted to, you could put a lever and you can actually use this to fade with if you change the lever out. But as of right now, this is going to be our balding clipper, so we're definitely going to be using this one here. So without further chat, let's switch over to the other camera. Hope you guys are ready. And Sterling is reading these. He said, where am I at? I am at the barbershop, Uptown Barbershop, Naples, Florida, and we're about to make it happen here. 27 people in the room already.
Let's go.
Let's get it. So we're gonna actually start this one out with our new clipper. I'm going to get rid of some of this bulk, and I'm gonna do that with a number 2. So I'm gonna use this machine. It's kind of weird not having a lever. I'm gonna use this machine so that I'm not wasting the battery on all these other ones. And we'll just set this in the drawer. I don't think we're gonna wind up using that camera too much. But you keep an eye on it. Let me know if I'm standing in the way of the camera, if it's out of focus, anything like that.
Got it.
So he's already told me he just wants to take a tiny bit off the top, and he wants to not do the hard part today, so we will still edge him up and everything. So here we go. We got the number 2 Gamma Dubs, and let's get it. This is some thick hair, boys and girls.
Y'all gonna love this new clipper. Never before seen. You definitely ain't never seen this before. You've seen it live right now for the first time ever here on YouTube, Barber Academy Live.
All right,
we got Danny Sanchez, Chris Oliver, Oler, and Zach Doler. And what's up? What up, everybody? Welcome to the live, man. Thanks for tuning in.
So if you guys, if you see a star by their name, that means they're a member. If they're a member, we're definitely going to try to shout you out. We're definitely going to try to answer your questions. So I really want you guys to get active in the questions and everything like that. I'm trying to bring you guys the higher level quality that I can. This is a lot to do by myself. It literally requires like at least $8,000, $9,000 worth of equipment just to do what I'm doing right now. So if you guys want to join the membership, it's $4.99 a month. It really goes a long way to me being able to improve these things. And soon, like I said, we're going to be doing some of these for just members only. So it could be, you know, almost like you're standing right next to me, getting a personal kind of view of exactly how I do things. So
Jacob, that thick white boy hair is hard to blend.
This is going to be a really hard hair to blend. I'm not joking, man. This is one of the hardest haircuts I do. Aside from the one I released yesterday, that's a different situation, and there's different factors that make it difficult. I'm going to move into phase 2, so I'm still debulking, but I'm going to kind of get some of this out of my way. I wanted to test this clipper. I've never used this clipper, y'all. So I wanted to test this and see how it does, because this is the thickest hair that this clipper will ever find.
Ooh,
and it's
like butter.
It's going through. It's going through, but all clippers will struggle a little bit. His hair is something else, man. Y'all rarely, if ever, are going to come in contact with hair that's like this. I've never really seen it, especially, you know, I don't even know what ethnicity you would have to be to create this.
Oh, yeah,
this is Irish and German hair, but it ain't no normal Irish and German hair. You know?
Man, you got that special canvas. Shy B, what's the best quarter clipper?
Best corded clipper right now.
Ooh.
I don't know. You know, that's a good question. I mean, I think I've really moved away from corded clippers for the most part. But the Wall Senior, the Wall 5-star Senior was a favorite of mine prior. Gamma has a cheap one that's just like the Wall Senior. It's called the Power Ride. It's like super cheap. And I actually really like using that too. And if you guys do shop with Gamma, you can use the code Eddie, save 10%.
Big saving.
Thanks for the sound effects. Stir's the best at that, yo. He's the best at that.
So Klein, I can't be a member, Eddie. I don't own a credit card. I would just say, man, thank you for tuning in.
I appreciate you. Hey, you know what? And if you're sitting out there and you're watching and you can't comment, it's probably because you ain't subscribed. So only subscribers can comment. So at the very least, it's all good. If you can't be a member, man, I'm going to try to deliver the best content possible to you. And I thank you greatly for subscribing to my channel.
And real talk, get them likes up. Get them likes up.
All right, y'all. There's 2 ways that we could do this. One way is we put this harsh skin line in with this machine right here, and we begin that process. Or we can do it with a taper blade. All right? Y'all answer and in the comments, and then that's what we're going to do. And while you guys are answering that question, which I need you to answer, I'm going to actually trim the top real quick. Just because I know it's going to be a little bit of a lag between me asking that question. So I'm actually going to grab my Mitsutanis. Shout out to Shear Police. Save 10% if you guys are looking for some shears.
Oh, snap. Danny Sanchez just became a member.
Let's go. Whoa. Ding, 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 ding. All right, y'all. I'm going to show you a little trick real quick because this hair is thick AF. So what we're going to do first is I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to thin it out a little bit before I even get into it. And he's already told me that he don't really want a whole lot taken off.
I'll definitely thin it down.
But we want it thinned out.
Oh, yeah, thin
it seems like no matter how many times you come in and no matter how many times I thin it out, it never gets to the point where we're both satisfied. So I'm just going to actually do this fairly deep. And this is actually going to make it a little bit easier for me to go through with the shears because once a lot of this weight's out of here, I won't have to fight with it.
JT Humpston, Louisville, KY. Starting barber call is next Tuesday. Grateful for the content. Insiders, question mark?
Insiders? I think he's asking about the membership. Just so you guys know, I released a video to the members yesterday, and the rest of you guys will get that same exact video next week. As soon as they're done, I just release them to the members when I can.
Danny in the house.
Hey, who's the better MC, y'all? Chad or Sterling? Because it sounds like Sterling's putting in the work over here. All right.
Work.
Here we go, y'all. We're going to start with the middle. And I'm just going to take a little bit, all right? I'm just like talking about like this much, kind of. But probably like that much, all right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Always try to confirm with the client, too, because you want to make sure that they understand how much you're taking off and stuff like that. Because one of the other things that can happen, too, in some cases is you might cut somebody's hair and they're like, whoa, that's way too short. But if you confirm with them in the mirror, they know that they sort of okayed it. And, you know, at the very least, you're protecting yourself on that side of things.
Hey, can you ask the question again, bro? Is it what clippers you want?
Oh, yeah. I wanted you guys to choose. Do we put a harsh skin line in or do we do it with a taper blade? Y'all don't answer soon. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the selection for us. Because if I put a harsh skin line in with his hair, it's going to be pretty hard to remove. Although I got a couple moves. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple moves to make that happen. So I'm not sweating.
Adrian Cruz, does anyone know where the Rebels are in stock or when
they will be in stock soon?
In? Just pre-order.
They will be in stock soon. The Rebels will be in stock soon.
Yeah, pre-order, man. You'll get them.
All right, so now in order to get this hair to lay over and to add additional texture to it, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to point cut into this. So I'm going to tip the shears this way. Do any of you guys have issues where you're cutting yourself with the shears? I'm going to tell you a little secret. And the secret is, it's right here. You do not need to open your shears this much every time you cut. Barely open the shears, especially when you're point cutting, and you're going to reduce the chance of you cutting yourself by a lot. And then also it comes with making sure that you have the right pair of shears fit to you, so you get comfortable with them too, and then you got less likelihood that you're going to cut yourself.
TT Campbell, there is a video on how to become a member. Go to his main page.
All you got to do is click the drop down. You can click the drop down in this video right here and click become a member. That's it. It's literally one tab. Click it and it says, you know, enjoy the access perks and all that other stuff. So.
Oh yeah, wait. You gonna have to stay tuned for this video, man.
But don't even go nowhere yet. Don't even go nowhere yet, because we're about to make it happen. All right.
It's tough here, man.
I'm gonna go for it, y'all. Did we get an answer yet, Star?
We're looking at the taper fade. Everybody wants to see the taper fade.
Taper blade?
Yeah.
All right, taper blade it is, y'all. So this is what we'll do then. We're gonna grab the ergo, and I'm gonna put this in the closed position, and we're gonna set in a softer guideline now.
Oh yeah, JT, Ed got the skills to pay the bills. You already know what time it is. It's fade time.
I hired a hype man, y'all. I hired a hype man.
What's a good pair of shears for under 125?
Oh my God, Shear Police has a whole bunch of shears. They have every budget that you could want, really. So if you guys go to Shear Police, you can use the code Eddie, save 10%, and they have several that are under. And you don't have to spend a lot of money on shears. It's more or less something that you do, like if you find a pair of shears that just really is something special that you want, but you don't need to spend crazy money on shears. The shears that I just use.
Shears are sharpened, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as long as they're sharp and they're good, made of good material, they'll last a while. You know, I got them ones from they're Mitsutanis. They're from Japan, and they're very expensive. They're like $1,450. Chills, Eric. But yeah, you don't have to have no $1,400 shears. It's the Indian, not the arrow, y'all. All right, so here we go. You know, don't get me wrong. Good tools can definitely make your job easier, but good skills can really make your job easier. It can make you more consistent. And make sure you stay tuned to the end, y'all. We're gonna give away some skins. I'm gonna give away a skin for a Rebel. So if y'all want your Rebel to look like this one right here, I got these skins, and we're gonna give those away during this live. And then also, this is some of the stuff we're gonna cover. We're gonna cover some anchor points and some ways that you can maintain consistency when doing the edge up. And then we're gonna obviously walk through this entire fade process. So you don't want to miss these steps. YouTubers are constantly kind of forced to cut their content short, and a lot of the times what you're watching is something that they skipped a lot of steps. It's a lot of YouTubers out there that are skipping steps in their videos, and it makes perfect sense that they would, but sometimes some of those steps that they're skipping might be the ones that you need. And that's why I like doing these walkthroughs, because you never know who's watching, where they're at, or what they're struggling with.
Good looks to Derek Hedgepeth for just becoming a member.
We got another member in the house. Ding, 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 ding.
Y'all killing it. Y'all too live.
Yo, don't make me get a bell and ring it. Get a bell and ring it. You can hit the air horn.
Do you guys have that? Do you have a guy that sharpens for you, or do you mail them off?
No.
Your shears.
We can mail them off, but we actually do have a guy that sharpens for me. I'm gonna turn this. Y'all, is the microphone too hot? Let me turn it down a little bit. How's that? Is that better on the microphone? I think that microphone was getting a little hot. All right, there we go. So I got my line set in with the taper blade, nice soft guideline, and now we're gonna go in with our clipper. This is the balding clipper from Gamma. It's new. It's not even released yet, and I'm not even sure when it's gonna be released, and I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to be showing it, but we're showing it.
This is a good question by JPV for this step. How do you determine that the lines on both sides are even?
Always want to make sure that I start on one side, go to the middle, and then I start on the other side and go to the other and meet at the middle. That's a little bit easier. And then get down in the front of him and make sure that they match. Okay, so with this step, this is going to cut us down to 5 zeros. It's going to make it very easy for the electric shaver, but I want to come very close to this line. I don't want to be hanging too far below this line. That could cause a sloppy blend, and that's going to make the sandwiching process, especially with his hair, extremely difficult. So what I found works well with his hair is to not be afraid to really try to sandwich it in the beginning. Get that skin as close as you can to that line. We put it in as soft and as safe as we could to make it a little bit easier, But we're gonna have our fight with this hair before it's over. Now this thing is mowing through the hair and it's really cutting it down close. And the Rebel electric shaver is gonna bust through this so fast. But you gotta realize this is the thickest hair that you're ever gonna see. And if this Rebel shaver moves through this fast, then you guys know it's a play. It's gonna be like $74, $75. So it's gonna be cheap. And it's gonna be the fastest electric shaver you guys have ever used.
Shout outs to Paige. Yeah, both kids do be cutting his ass off on Instagram. He sure does. He's actually cutting hair right now, doing his thing.
He's gonna pop in here and say hello, I'm sure of it. I think he's got a little tiny bit of free time around after 12, 15 or something like that.
What's a good ring light you recommend?
I actually released a video talking a little bit about that, and it's coming out this coming Monday. If you're a member, you can watch that, and I have some links in the description to that video. But one of the things, every time I release videos about lighting, they stop selling the light.
Yeah.
So I put one up that's pretty good, and you guys can check that out when that releases. But there's a lot of different ring lights.
What exactly do you mean by sandwiching?
When I say sandwiching the blend, it sort of means that I'm pushing the skin into the blend a little bit higher, and then I might even try to kind of create that dark spot initially, but I might reduce some of the darkness above the line as well. So I think of it like I'm pushing it together, and I'm really trying to create that real blurry blend. You know, like this is what happens. Sometimes you'll spread your blend out too much, and then you won't be able to create that blurry look because your blend is just a little bit too spread out. So I think of it like I'm trying to push it together to give it a more contrasty kind of look in the shape. All right, y'all, we got all our bulk removed, which actually took a while because there was a lot of bulk there. But let's see if this electric shaver can bust through this quick and be gentle at the same time. I talk about this all the time too. It's like I really feel like our equipment is just now starting to kind of catch up to what we really always needed. But that's just, you know, the nature of the game. I mean, we used to do this type of stuff with like the Relcos. I'm starting right in the thickest area, and I'm making that nice. Basically, I'm making one nice trip up till there's nothing left. There's nothing left in that area that I just did the pass. Send him towards you.
Probably 80% of my clients are Mexican. That's some thick hair, but it seems to blend easier. Jacob, when you're dealing with really dark hair on light colored skin, you see every difference. If people have like a little tan,
it helps.
It helps, yeah. It blends a little easier. With a guy like here in the chair, man, you're going to see every line you put in, so you got to make sure you blend it out. And you came to the right place to learn how to blend it out. As the master at it.
There's definitely something to be said about different hair types too. Like if the hair is real straight, if it's a little curly, if it's very coarse. So all right, when I get close to this line, I'm gonna begin reducing pressure and kind of flicking out. And again, I want to push as close as I can to that 5-0 line that I just finished off on. And I did that in the upward direction, so that should be fairly soft. So I'm trying to push this as close as I can to that because I don't want to create a messy blend. I'll deal with the problems that arise. But if you do phase one correctly, I still call this phase one. If you do this correctly, you're going to set yourself up for the rest of the cut to be pretty easy.
How far are you going up with the foil?
As close as I possibly can to where I left off on that 5-0 line. I think I just kind of covered that pretty good. So.
Yeah, a lot of y'all.
And you can drop those comments. Drop those comments right over here.
Oh, word.
Like boom, just like that.
They said it's super thick. I can't wait to see how you stretch this blend. You already know wavy cuts.
Wavy cuts is always in there.
You know.
Hey, you know, and I always see you guys, man. I see you guys in here a lot, and you know, when you guys are always active in the comments and stuff, that definitely increases your chances of winning something. I promise that.
Big fact.
So, all right. we're getting there. This is one of them spots in the fade that always gives me trouble because his hair really switches grain patterns here. I've cut it so many times that I kind of know. You can X that comment out, tap it and exit. Hit the X on. We got 74 people going, baby. 74 people in the house. That's what's up, y'all. I'm trying to get this 3,000 views before tomorrow.
This is a great beginner question. How long should it take to do a bald fade?
I think if you're a beginner, 35, 40 minutes is probably a little bit too fast for you. So I think that if you're doing all your steps real thorough, you could probably get it done in an hour. And obviously that depends on, I'm actually thinking that you're asking me how long it would take you to cut this hair. Probably would take you a while. But if you have somebody with reasonable degree of density, amount of hair per square inch, where it's not over the top like this hair, you could get it done in an hour. I mean, shit, there's times where his hair, probably by the time we're done with this tutorial, it'll have been an hour.
Man, those shavers are eating. You ain't lying, Danny. You ain't lying. And you saw the bolt.
These things are, they're doing their job, man, and they consistently have since I've had them now for a couple months, and I could say that they're still as good as they were when I first got them. No doubt about it. All right, y'all, we're at another crossroads. Try not to hit the desk too much because you'll shake the camera. Here we go. You guys got a little choice here. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both. We could use the fade blade and begin our blend, or we could use the taper blade and we could stick with the ergo. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the ergo. We're gonna start with this in an open position. Got the lever all the way down, and I'm going to begin putting down about the width of my pinky and then lifting up. The taper blade, you need to hold this flat. We'll talk about this a lot, but the taper blade flat is actually here. It's not here, all right? So here. It has to be flat, and then it can be lifted up. The taper blade will begin the blend for you.
Marco G. Hey, Eddie, just wondering if you would be able to donate some barber supply to my school.
Possibly, dude. Shoot me your school's information. My email address is masterprimetime@gmail. It's also in the link in the description down below, and we'll see if we can do something. But it all really boils down to what Gamma's willing to do. I mean, they've been very generous, and they've done a lot of good things, both Gamma and Stylecraft. And shout out to somebody recently. I got a first donation in 3 months to the Barber Tuition Initiative. We're trying to pay off barber school for people who are in need. And if I can get that program up to 5,000, which we're at about 1,200 right now, maybe closer to 1,300. But if I can get that up to 5,000, Gamma has agreed to give me another 5,000. Which means that I would have 10,000 to do other barber tuition initiatives. So that would be just awesome. And then whenever we do that, we do give away tools. We have tools lined up to give away, shears, everything. So.
Thank you, Kayla Castro said, thank you for sharing your experience and skills. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So you can see how the taper blade is already starting to kind of begin my blend in the upper steps. But it's just very important that I hit that base length. And that means that I got to hold that flat. So I go back through sometimes and I try to hold that flat.
Could you talk about the trimmer that from your reel last night and press it?
That trimmer is absolutely disgusting. And it just eats. It just eats. Matter of fact, really anything that you put this new X Pro blade on, the one blade, the X Pro blade is just so strong, and it just rips. It really does, and it doesn't cause any irritation like the some of the other clippers and trimmers that cut well, like the Gold FX. That thing cuts great, no shade on it. I think the Gold FX blade is one of the best blades ever made, but it can be irritating to certain clients' skin. This does not do that. All right, y'all, we got the number 1 on, and we're gonna put it 1, 2. So now we're gonna begin the 2 click and flick. Those of you guys who've been rocking with me for a while, you know what I like to do. But I'm doing the same thing about the width of my pinky. and I'm allowing it to kind of begin the blend slightly above that. But I'm holding it flat about the width of my pinky. And we're making it happen.
Paul Aguilar, I've always wanted a barber, but no time for school. I got my kids, but you doing this awesome for others like myself, man. Keep up the great cuts.
Hey man, everybody kind of starts from somewhere, you know. Some people start cutting in their garage, start cutting their own hair, start cutting their friends, and you just never know what that might evolve into. It's one of the big reasons why I do this, why I've been so passionate about teaching is, you know, I'm from a real poor area, y'all. And I feel like I came real far. And I never really envisioned a future like this for myself. And if things had panned out a little bit differently, I don't think that any of this would have happened. So I'm just grateful that I had an excellent instructor in my barber school that really, you know, really pushed me. It was actually cosmetology school, to be honest, but she really pushed me to do great things. And she left an impression on me that I always wanted to try to do for others. And I don't know if I've ever really succeeded. Her shoes were big shoes to fill. And it was funny because everybody was like, you don't want to get Miss Amica. You don't want to get her. She's a drill instructor. You will fail. You will not do good there. But it turned out that none of that was true. All right, I got the 1 1/2, and I'm going to go 1 2. These 1 1/2 guards, these dub guards, my God, man, these teeth are so long. They lift the hair up nicely, and they really, really blend together good with the 2. And let's remember that we began this whole operation by debulking with the 2. So this is going to be our last kind of guideline step, and then we're going to get into the fight of the blend. But I really like what I see here. I like how everything is coming together. And little by little, we're going to tackle this thing.
Shout outs to John O. Hello from Seabrook, Texas. Duff's Barbershop in the building. What up, John?
John O, I really hope that you guys are going to be able to make a appearance at the expo. So September 11th, we're going to be in Fort Worth Barber Supply. Tickets are going to be like $60-something. You're going to get hands-on with me, clipper over comb. We're going to be talking about all kind of little techniques and ins and outs and things that'll help you really speed your game up. So that clipper over comb is something that not really many people have ever went around and taught. And I'm gonna really break it down, the nuts and bolts of it. And those of you guys who attend this class, man, you guys are gonna leave feeling really confident about what you're doing. And you're gonna be able to work on that, and the mannequin in front of me, I'm gonna be able to help you correct it and get it just right. Shout out to Fort Worth Barber Supply for having me there. All the legends have been there, yo. Robbie Original's been there. Bassio's been there, Sophia's been there, all kind of people. All right, y'all, it's time that we get into the blend.
Blend.
So let's get it, all right? We got this in the fully closed position, and especially with hair that's gonna show a lot of mistakes, we're only gonna be using the corners, okay? Spin this camera a little bit. We're only gonna be using the corners. So what that means is I am just going to be poking this corner into my previous line, and if you see me, it looks like I'm holding it flat. I'm not. Actually, I could fit this whole thing behind it. I have it angled up, and that's all we're looking to do. Just hit them corners. Just go up, hit some hair, and cut some hair.
Yo, JT Hunkston, man, thank you so much, bro. A little something in the tuition fund for the homies, pay it forward. Love from Bluegrass.
Appreciate you.
JT.
You're a real one, man. I appreciate you. And we're just asking for the price of a single haircut, man. I always felt like the community that we have here, Eddie's Armies, growing strong. I always felt like we could really make a difference. You know what I mean? I still haven't moved the blade yet, y'all. This is just the power of using a taper blade. Like the beauty that is unfolding here is awesome. The taper blade is just so good. I'm gonna pop this open now a little bit, 1 2. All right, and we're gonna resume the same steps, just using the corner, man. I'm not trying to put the whole blade flat. I don't want to see those type of mistakes. And the advantage to using the corner means that I could easily control whether or not this step is looking good or not. Like, let's say I get into this area, right, and I notice that, you know, it's cutting a little more than I want, or it's not cutting enough. Being that I'm only using the corner, I'm not gonna be making mistakes. I can control that. So now we're gonna open it up almost all the way back up. And again, still just using the corner.
Jacob, don't be too nervous, man. With practice comes experience, and you can't be afraid to fail in order to grow in this barber thing, bro. So if you take the fade a little higher, they're gonna let you probably do it again, you know, and you'll really nail it the next time, bro. So don't ever be afraid to try it.
100%. Because that's the thing, man. There's a couple of things that you guys gotta be willing to fade, gotta be willing to fail. All right, you really do. Because if you're so nervous about creating a good result, that's just gonna get in your way, man. You gotta get out there and you gotta get some reps in. You gotta make some mistakes. You're not doing heart surgery. Their hair is gonna grow back, and at the end of the day, if you're able to keep your ears open and learn from some of those guys around you who are really doing it, you know, you're gonna do your greatest work. And even when you do get good, like even when you get, you know, some of you guys are looking up to me, even when you get as good as me or Basio or any of these other guys, you still gotta keep your mind open so that you can keep learning. Because a lot of guys, they get a couple solid techniques under their belt, and then they feel like they got it all figured out, and they don't want to hear nothing from nobody. And you'll never grow like that. You know?
Yes, sir, Rusty. 81 people, we in here, man.
Yes.
It's a big class right now.
Imagine if 81 of y'all were in this little room with me. I'm gonna keep opening it and keep using just that corner. So I talked about this on one of my lives not too long ago, but the other day I was at my gym, right? And I see this guy, and he's working out doing all types of weird shit. So first he goes and he bangs out a couple squats, then he's doing a sit-up or two, works out one leg, and then he was like doing a couple biceps, and then boom, he was out. What I thought to myself was like, this guy is out here working out with no plan. He's got no plan, so he's not gonna get where he's going. Now, you guys who are watching this live, I'm showing you guys ways to do these things so that you can attack haircuts like this with a plan. But if you go in blind like that, you're gonna work out just like that guy. You know, he was working out like a jackrabbit, and his workout is never gonna yield any results. So, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta have that plan. And some of you guys are afraid to go to school, or you're afraid to take that step. And you can't be afraid to take that step, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna sit in a job that's making you miserable every day, how successful are you really gonna be?
Not very.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a free business. I'm free to sit here, have fun with my clients, talk shit, build my clientele up and meet a lot of cool people. As a result, I get a lot of things for free. I go to restaurants for free. I play golf for free. I get taken care of by, you know, everybody from people who fix air conditioners to people who fix cars. So,
yeah, if you're consistently doing the wrong thing, you learn more than not consistently doing the right thing.
Wait, hang on. I gotta unpack that one more time.
Let me see if I can even remember that.
If you're consistently doing the wrong thing,
you learn more when you're consistently doing the wrong thing because you're gaining experience.
Right.
Than if you're inconsistently doing the right thing, because you know, how are you going to remember when you walk back in? You're going to knock that rust off. You're not really going to grow.
I got you.
You're consistently doing the wrong thing. You're going to grow from that because you're eventually going to know what you're doing wrong.
Exactly. No, that's some good shit right there.
Deep shit.
That's deep. I said I gotta unpack that one. And then there's some of you guys who have went to school and you're still not doing barbering, and that's because you got one foot in whatever it was previously, and you got one foot in the barbering, and it's very hard to do this business when you don't commit to it. It just doesn't work out because you're not able to give it your full attention. But when you can give it your full attention, that's when you really see the results. You'll build more in a year than some people will build in 10 years. All right, y'all, we're switching over. We need a vapor blade. This is used to be called the fusion blade, and we're gonna put this in the fully closed position, and I'm really gonna beef with this bottom line here. I know it's not really showing that much on camera, but it's there. I can see it. So again, just using my corners and just running over. Once we get this out, this is the hardest part of the fade, and it's really coming together nice. And then it's just, you know, a little bit of detailing above this. So really, I mean, we're on the road to success already. We've cut the top. We got to do the edge up, which that'll be easy with them nice trimmers. And we got to just keep fighting with these little details.
This is a great question by JPV. Hey Eddie, that step with no guard, do you need to stay beneath the second guideline?
Step with no guard. You talking about my first step here when I was doing the corners?
Basically, you want to know, are you gonna jump up here, or you just staying under?
No, yeah. That's a good question. I'm not working in that number one area yet. I'm still fighting with this. So my feeling was when I begin my blend, I want to eliminate all these steps below as I get higher. So I'm not worried about that. There is a little bit of work that will need to be done there, but I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm just kind of flicking over where we went with that original line, with the blade completely closed and with it on the corner so that I don't make any mistakes. And if I do make mistakes, they're small and they're not going to be visible. This is
Marco G. I'll be finishing my school in 2 months. Thank God. Hit the ground running, bro. Find you a shop that you trust, that you like the guys, and just cut every day, bro.
And let me give you some advice too, because this is what like a lot of people think they're going to get out of school and they're going to make $1 million. There's going to be hard times coming. You're going to have to fight for it. But there's a couple things you can do. One, you stay in that shop regardless whether or not you got clients or not. Make sure, like Sterling said, that you pick a good shop that you can see yourself growing with. But nobody's going to come to you right away yet. You know, most of the time you're going to have to grind to grow your clientele. So at the end of the day, if you stay put, you stay grinding, and you're not moving around, clients are going to eventually start to see you. They're going to start to trust you, and they're going to give you a shot, and then your legend can start to grow. Do your due diligence, make your posts, make sure that you're showing people that you're in this business. And like Marvy Marv said, some of y'all are afraid to post your cuts because they're not as good as others. Well, who are you advertising to? Marvy Marv, he made a great point. Are you advertising to barbers who are never going to see you anyways? Or are you advertising to clients who really don't know the difference between great haircuts and not so great haircuts? They don't scroll Instagram like you.
About wavy cuts, any advice on using the razor on the mustache area, son?
Oh yeah, that's a tough area. The mustache area, a lot of times I like to use the Uno above the mustache because it's a small single foil electric shaver. I like to use the Uno and I bust that down, and then I come back with the razor because then it's a little bit less harsh on the client's skin. Get my camera set up a little nicer and spin on the side. Boom. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing on this side, and we're gonna meet this in the middle. All right, starting with it fully closed, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just flick up with the corner on that line.
Wavy cuts, you can't post everything, but remember, like, everyone's IG is their highlight reel, bro. So it's okay. Not some people, like, they don't really have Instagram quality hair necessarily. So it's good to be confident and post your cuts, but then, like, I don't know, the 60-year-old and up, you're trying to catch the algorithm too, you know?
He makes a good point. Like, that's what stories are for. Stories are there for 24 hours. They're showing you stuff like that and stuff that's really noteworthy you want to put, you know, in your posts. And then there's also the side where not every post has to be a haircut you did. Like, you could take a picture of yourself with some clippers. You could take a picture of the clippers. You could take a picture of the razor. There's a million ways that you could keep yourself relevant without even necessarily showcasing all your work. Just using that corner.
Tutorial, stay for the pep talk. Look like there's a new member.
New member.
JT, you got the MVP for today, bro. You became a member. You donated to the student foundation. Like, yo, you a real one, bro.
I think we got our first Rebel lid winner, bro.
Yo.
I think we. All right.
It, bro.
Yo, JPV, right?
JT.
JT?
Huxton, yeah.
JT Huxton. All right, this is what we're going to do. You guys going to reach out to me, masterprimetime@gmail. The link is in the description down below. That's where my email is. You can reach out to me, and I'm going to send you a Rebel lid, okay?
What?
Don't worry, y'all. We got a couple more. I'm going to give away another one here in a little bit.
Give away.
This is coming out fire.
Blurry.
Like, right now, this is coming out real nice. And it's all because of the way that we put in that guideline initially. On this side, I might as well use my little saber. All right, just using the corner, and I'm just trying to detail this out. You know, something I noticed too takes a while is developing your eye. And some people, they really got a knack for where the mistakes are, and maybe they don't know how to fix them, but they could at least see them. But it took me a while to notice where there was mistakes, you know, and it'll take everybody a while to develop their barber eye to the point where they could go, oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem. Because some of this stuff you got to let it slide, and some of this stuff is a problem, and you got to fix it, and you got to know what's what. So it just takes time to develop your eye. All right, we're going to just tighten this up in the back. If we do this step right, man, the rest of this has just gotten so much easier. I'm going to begin just taking that corner. I got it fully closed. And you could stretch the skin a little bit, but I also try to refrain from stretching the skin. So like very, very minimal skin stretching, especially with hair that's going to show every mistake. I bet you got Asian in you. That's what this is. This is that thick Asian hair. Somehow I got attached to an Irish guy. But yeah, this thick hair will show every mistake. So I don't want to stretch it too much, make it perfect with it stretched, and then the second you let the stretch down, it comes down and it don't look right. So right here, we got to smooth this out. This is what I'm talking about, is developing your eye to be able to see these things. And when I point them out on camera, you'll be able to see them in another great way that I see mistakes a lot is I use my cell phone. My cell phones, what they do is they over sharpen images and they show details that are not necessarily there. But if you use your cell phone, you could really track down some of the problems a little easier. I'm liking that. I am liking that.
And guys, none of this is magic, man. That's why Eddie's videos are so great and influential, because he breaks it down so stupid dumb. If you're a beginner or you got some time in the, you know, the barbershop or whatever, it just advances the fade, man. Eddie's so good at it. Not to blow his head up or anything, but he explains it so good, man. And people aren't teaching like this. So, you know, if you really like the content, make sure you like, subscribe.
And definitely smash that notification, because I don't really know when I'm going to go live and do stuff like this. It all kind of boils down to clients being willing to let me do it and stuff like that. So shout out to Connor over here in the chair, you know, for being cool about this, because, you know, he knows he's going to have to sit maybe a little longer than normal, and his hair already takes me forever. So he's like in here, man. So he's an integral part of it. All these guys that are all contributing to this is just great. All right, you guys. So now I got a choice here. I can go to the half or I could go to the 1, but I'm trying to minimize the amount of stuff I need to do. So I'm going to switch back to a taper blade. I'm going to throw a half guard on here. I'm going to open this about 2 clicks, and I'm again going to just use this corner. Now I'm just looking to kind of detail and make sure that the rest of this blend in those little areas where it's a little weighty, I'm just trying to minimize that a little bit. I'm not trying to get in here and have another war. Like, I got a really good thing going. And I also don't want to create any light spots above here. Like, I want to keep that contrast. I want that to really show. I want a really good compressed blend that really shows off my skills. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to close that up a little bit, and I'm just using the corner. What the beauty of using this taper blade is it doesn't eviscerate the hair. It's very forgiving, and it allows me to make mistakes without really punishing me.
Jagged feet took the click off the lever, huh?
No. The clicks are, I would never do that. You hear that? Oh, I'm clicking away, baby. But I would never do that. I don't, I know some people might not like the click or whatever. I got the taper blade and I'm just using the corner. I know a lot of people might not like the clicks, but I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years and I appreciate the clicks. I just feel like they really help me stay organized. As you can see, the way I just dealt with that little dark spot, I just sort of began with it fully open, and I went 1 click at a time, click, 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 till I got it down to where I wanted it to be. So 100%, I think keeping the clicks is just an advantage, really, more than anything else. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on this side. The hair might act a little different on this side, and I kind of know that. So I'm gonna start with a number 1, and I'm just gonna go like 2 clicks open, but I'm gonna play with this a little bit. I'm gonna start with a 2 clicks open, and see if I can reduce some of this weight. Because I don't want to create anything that's going to cause me to have to work, especially when things are starting to come together and really look nice. I don't want another war. I'm going to click it down.
Hold up, Daddy. We got 70 people, but we only got 45 likes. Y'all need to, y'all want great content like this, y'all got to click that like button, man.
Hype man, Stir is not happy
Get
with that.
Get them likes up. Let's go.
Hell yeah, I appreciate y'all. You know, honestly, without asking for any likes, having 45, like, with the minimal amount of success that I've had with some aspects of YouTube, like, I was actually happy with 45 likes. Like, let's get it, boy. I appreciate you all. Now I'll switch to the half. I'm gonna start with the 2 clicks. And we're just gonna kind of ease our way on down, like Ric Flair.
Sandra Rodriguez, how many clippers have you used so far in this haircut?
Oh, well, really, I've only used the Rebel and the Ergo for the fading, but the debulking process, I used a new balding clipper. So, yeah, I guess that makes 3. And I used a couple of trimmers just to show you guys the 2 different trimmers. But yeah, that, you know, minimal. I think what she might be getting after is like, what would be the minimum amount of clippers that you should have?
I got 2.
Yeah, you need one with a taper blade and one with a fade blade. That's the minimum that you should have. If you have that, you got all your bases covered. Like, you can do this detailing step that I'm doing, where I'm just going around and looking at things that ain't perfect, and I'm making them look perfect. That's all I'm really doing now at this point. And you don't want to be using a fade blade when you're doing that. You want to have a taper blade in your hand. Or at the very least, you want to have a taper blade, which I don't know if you guys know that the fusion blade is kind of like a mixture between a fade blade and a taper blade. And we can't call it fusion no more because we pissed off the Gillette people.
Snake Doc, love the live feed. I'm actually relieved to hear it takes time sometimes because I'm thinking I take too long.
Nah, don't worry about that. You know what you need to worry about? Just worry about doing good work. And if it takes a little longer, then what you might want to do is maybe even film yourself. Why it's only got to be NFL players who film themselves and people doing sports that film themselves? I'm serious. Film yourself and watch and see what really happened, like what really took you so long. And if you figure that out, you're gonna be able to make that change.
Damn.
Should look tight.
Yeah, if you don't know there's a problem, then you can't fix it. So it's good to take pictures of your work and analyze it. Not get stuck on your last haircut because your next haircut is your best haircut.
That's it.
Remember that.
I feel like I've cut his hair so many times, and I swear I feel like every time I do it a little better than I did it before. And it's like that with a lot of difficult things, you know. It's your first time playing golf. How good you gonna be? You know, your first time really trying to do anything. Yet we ridicule ourselves for not being good enough as everybody else because it's not something you're born knowing. You got to put the work in to be good at this, just like everything else. All right, we got some shear over comb that's definitely going to dial in that top. But that blade, that blend looks like real sharp and real blurry. That's all I could hope for it to look like. All right, so
It's a nice haircut.
what we're going to do now is I'm going to throw a little bit of hairspray in the front, and we're going to go to town on this edge. We will be doing some slight enhancements. We're going to make it look real tricky. He does not want to do the hard part, even though I thought that looked pretty fresh. But I'm going to leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm respecting the customer's wishes.
My line's always changing, so I'm growing it out, and then next time, definitely the hard part.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Got a funky hairline.
He does. He's got a hairline that's a little tricky. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you guys two. This is the one with the smaller blade. You guys always comment on the smaller blade. But it's not just the fact that this blade is smaller that makes it good. The cutting blade is what makes this good. So I'm going to begin right in the center, and I'm going to take out some of this overhang. This is a weird little growth pattern, and we're going to make sure that we make it look nice. And me and Stir, we've been working with him on the edge ups, man. Stir is throwing down some nasty edge ups, but Stir, let me ask you something.
Talk to me.
What was it before Because like now I'm looking over at your edge ups, and it really was just a matter of me like mentioning a few little tricks, and all of a sudden your edge ups are coming together. Like what was it before that you feel like you weren't doing that you're doing now? Because Sterling's edge ups are really starting to bang out. In fact, I got a picture or two right there on that laptop. I'll drop one. I'll drop one in a second, y'all.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So at the end of the day, you can take the trimmer and you can make these big broad strokes, or you can really sit there and make sure that you get every single like little hair. And when I saw Ed do an edge up, it really changed my perspective on like, oh, I'm not working hard enough on the edge up. And a great barber once told me, you could have not the greatest fade, but if you got a crispy edge up, your client's gonna be super, super proud. So then I had Eddie show me like how he does it. The slight enhancements, you might not be there yet where you wanna use an airbrush machine or hair fibers, but it's really like the small details that make up the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now my edge ups are a little cleaner because I'm taking the time to brush it out. Hit it with the trimmer, brush it out, hit it with the trimmer. I take the hairspray, I'll lay that hair down, lay it down. Like you got time to make a great cut. It's just, are you gonna put in the time to make a great cut? So
Make a great edge.
I think that's my, great edge. So I think that's my best advice is just,
So check this out too. This is a way I really maintain consistency. One, I'm anchoring on them with my middle finger right here, right? And then I'm touching it down very slowly. Two, I use my palm right across his face, right across his nose. Three of my fingers are actually touching his forehead as I do this. So I'm really steadying myself out. I'm never going to just be doing this. Like that would be as stupid as trying to shoot a gun with one hand, right? You're not gonna hit your target. Like you have to do things that are gonna help you be consistent. And one, I'm resting on here, and I'm resting my other hand on his top of his head, and I got 3 points of contact or more. And that's what really helps me maintain that consistency. And then you really have to be willing to look in the mirror and make adjustments, because looking at it straight on, you're not gonna get that same perspective. And then I just switched over. This is actually the blade that came on the sabers. And I just wanted you guys to see that both these blades, whether they're long or not, they're just good. They slay. They slay the hair.
Alfredo Orozco. Hi, can you talk about the difference between Stylecraft Saber and
What's that?
Gamma?
I said I love pasta Alfredo.
Can you talk about the difference between Stylecraft Saber and Gamma Ergo Clipper?
I think what he's asking is if I would talk about the difference between the Stylecraft and Gamma products. All right, y'all, check this out. First, before I do that, I just want to show you guys this razor is the Essence razor from Titleist. This company is just dope, and they can hold every type of blade. So I just took out a double-edged blade, but I'm actually going to put a... Well, that was pretty cool. Got stuck on the cape. I'm actually going to put a Pro Guard. Now, the Pro Guards are actually really, really sharp blades. The way this works, it sits right in there. You take the top piece, and boom, you slide it close.
Crazy.
You can put the blade really up to any level that you want, and it'll be fine. All right. So before I even touch him, because remember there was a guy who snuck in and cut you that one time when I wasn't looking?
Oh yeah.
All right, that guy comes to the shop sometimes, and there's a guy, he broke into the shop, and he cut him in the forehead, and he ran out. Yo, and I got an Apple Watch the other day solely for this one purpose. Check this out, y'all. My Apple Watch, I could put one of my guards because it's a magnet, so I was putting the guards on here. That was the whole reason I bought an Apple Watch. Isn't that stupid? I could have just bought a magnetic watch band. All right, so I got a little bit of shaving cream on him, and if you notice, there was really only one part of his edge where I had to go into his hairline, and it's kind of this weird thing that just juts down for some reason here.
Reverse widow peak.
Yep. So we're gonna just find different ways to lay it in. And these are really sharp razors. These are Pro Guards. They're Feather Artist Pro Guard razors, and they're just really good. They don't really cause any irritation. I feel like I'm getting in the way. Hold up, let me maybe try from this side so y'all can see a little bit better. Again, Maintaining consistency using different points of contact, touching, touching, touching. That's why we hold our razor this way. I use my fingers to really ease that blade in, so I don't have to put a lot of pressure on him.
And a good note for lineups, you gotta talk to your client and see if they even want like a really crispy, squared up lineup. And if they don't, you gotta respect that. But if they do, you gotta make that thing crispy. And if you don't know how, you need to figure out how. 'Cause you're looking for that crispy line.
Stir's going in. He's now he got a little bit of skills with the edge up. Now he's out here flexing. He's strutting around like a rooster. You see this? All right, so edge up. One of my favorite things to do with the edge up is to use the shears just the same way that I am. And any long hair that sticks out, anytime you get a little bit of grow back, you see that grow back from some of our previous edge ups. Like, I'm not really trying to get in there and get crazy, but if there's any little hairs that are sticking out that ain't really doing the right thing, I want to make sure I get those. And there's always ones on him because all his hair sticks out and does the wrong thing. So
Scissor in the lineups, I had no idea to even do major key.
yeah, like especially this corner, like right here, I can bite into that corner and I could really square this edge off really nicely. And it's not going to be some giant like change to it. So there we go. I'm getting pretty happy with my edge up. There's definitely going to be some more fighting and finagling, but for a first pass at the edge up, now I can come back in kind of against the grain, and I can clean up all that hair. I want to make sure that he's fairly clean before I do the enhancement. Once I do the enhancement, then he's going to be set. And I'm going to try so like I don't have to adjust it too much. You don't want to put enhancements on a bad edge because it's just going to draw attention to the fact that it's not a good edge. All right, so we're going to do our shear over comb now. I just sort of got involved with the edge up, but really there's still some work that needs to be done as far as tying this beautiful blend that I got into the top. So just a little bit of shear over comb, and this technique is similar to clipper over comb, but you're going to see again maintaining consistency, using anchor points, and making it happen. So
BH, maybe Ed knows what a hair concealer is. I've never heard of it before, but I would love to know if you have ever used hair concealer spray for enhancements before, and would you be open to try it? It's really easy for beginners.
I'm not really sure what form of enhancement that is. But all right, so I just sprayed a little bit of water and I pulled the hair down. I do this so that it will build some weight and I could see what needs to be adjusted. So with that come down, I really like these Zuka combs, and I forgot to put on my Zuka neck strip for him this time, but these Zuka combs are super, super skinny and they're just really good for shear over comb. So I'm now going to decide where I want my shear over comb weight line to begin. I love how it looks right there, and I see it's getting a little long right here. So I want to make sure that it looks where I want it to look the whole way.
What's better for fades, the Saber Clipper or the Gamma Ergos?
That's like you ask a father who his favorite kid is. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals. I really love both of those clippers, and I couldn't pick a winner. I think that if you have either of them, you have a huge advantage. Just in general. As long as you got a taper blade on them. I love them with a taper blade. Johan loves his with a fade blade. Sonny always uses his with a fade blade. Chad is smelling when I'm stepping in with the taper blade. But Chad's just like got a Cyclops. He's got you open his drawer and you're going to find shit that don't belong together. You know, all kinds of different brands mixed up together. He's like the mad scientist. But no matter how big of a mad scientist any of us are, all of us who are really good at this, all of us who are elite at cutting hair, are going to probably wind up having a taper blade on our station also. Also, you guys see this? Spin this way a little bit. You guys see that I'm using my pinky and my knuckle to sort of pivot around. I cover this in my shear over comb video, but I'm actually just sliding my pinky up the side of his head to maintain that distance away from his head.
Alfredo, what cape are you using?
Oh, these are the new chain gang capes. This is the Cuban link looking chain. Gamma just released these capes. We got a bunch of them. Matter of fact, we could give one of them away. Y'all want me to give away a cape?
And if y'all don't get the
there, buddy.
giveaway today, you can click the link in bio underneath the video. Use code Eddie at StyleCraft and a big saving on your orders. So.
Yep. All right, so now I got my texturizing shears, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple little tricks with the texturizing shears. So I don't really want to get into any war here, but I just know that there's certain areas I can literally lay this down on the skin and cut. I do this all the time. I go right to where my problems are, and I lay it right on them. Instead of beating around the bush with your problems, you need to charge right at them, all right?
Big facts. Yeah, they're really good, Alfredo. They're very lightweight. The customers don't sweat. They're easy to put on. They stay on for like little kids that are moving. I have one at my station. They're really dope, man. They're really good cake. Dope cut, Eddie. Major improvements. Much respect. Keep doing you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dre.
Appreciate you, Dre. I know you've been rocking with the Army for a long time, man. I appreciate you. All right. I'm pretty happy. This thing looks ill. I'm going to get a sick picture out of this. And, some of you guys are going to complain about using enhancements. Oh, it's a paint. Oh, it's this. Oh, it ain't natural. Oh. Well, let me tell you something. Is it natural to do an edge up at all?
It looks good.
You like the top?
Yeah, I like that because I push it up and it falls.
And that's without enhancements, guys. The enhancements only gonna, take it to another
Like that.
level. But
Cool.
Yeah, I like
you
that.
still gotta give good haircuts.
And he likes to blow dry his own hair too. So there's going to come a time where I'm going to let him blow dry real quick.
It gets real weird towards the end of the cut. Stay tuned.
All right, so I got my enhancement gun, and I actually did update my affiliate links for this. This is like an auto lock gun. I was able to actually find this and put it in here. It's like $70. I have an Amazon affiliate link down below, and this gun is consistently been great. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my Tomb 45 no drip. Very rare that we use Onyx Black on a white guy, but that's how dark his hair is. So that's the choice that I make here with this. Otherwise, we got Black Brown. Black Brown works for almost every skin tone there is. And we're gonna make it happen real quick. Hope you guys are ready, because when this edge up comes together, it's gonna look dope.
Alfredo, the links for StyleCraft are definitely in the bio below the video, my brother.
Yep.
Real easy.
And I continue to kind of update some of those as we go. So with this stuff, you don't have to mix it at all. You just dump it right in the gun. What I like to do is I like to make sure I shake it up real good. That way, in case the color clumps a little bit, which all types of color like this can clump. And then the second thing I like to do is I like to just spray it on something just to make sure it's not clumping out when I do it.
Really, the barber looking good, buddy. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, man. All right, so before I do this, I want to give this one more little once over, because I just see there's just like a little bit of hair that's not really going my way. It's some of the longer hairs. It's not really the shorter hair. But I want to make sure that this edge is perfect before I put that on it.
That's crazy.
Because if your edge up ain't perfect, and then you enhance it, it's gonna be even more noticeable. All right, so we're good. I'm happy. So we're gonna begin. I'm gonna slide this in here, and I'm gonna try to spray on an angle, just a little bit. Really, it don't have to be crazy. I'm gonna set this one in like this. Let me see if you guys can, maybe I can move it a little bit. Am I in the way if I stand right here? I think I'm good.
Move your shoulder a little bit. Pretty good. And guys, you're not airbrushing a car. You only need a couple pumps.
That's right.
Because if it looks really like too black, it's gonna look, not very good. Subtle is better. Andrada Marin, hello from Romania. I appreciate you all. Good job. Thank you for your time and effort.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Romania.
My best friend's wife's from Romania, and we just had a lady from Romania move in nearby us, man. So, good people. They cook like you wouldn't believe. All right.
Eddie, what is your IG username?
My Instagram is Uptown Barbershop Naples. So if you guys want to follow me on IG, I post a lot there, little stuff. And, all my main content is obviously on YouTube. I should do a better job because honestly, some of my reels on IG have been just blowing up lately. Not sure what it is, but they do. Always be mindful too, like you set the color card down the wrong way, you could cause a big old spot to be on his forehead. Now, that thing is looking pretty sharp. And sometimes when you do an edge up too, like it don't, like on some people, like that one guy where I did on Jacob's walkthrough, I don't go crazy into the hairline just to obsess over making it absolutely perfect. You want to kind of juggle the good with the bad, because when this grows back, it's not going to look good. And if you go too deep, it's just not going to be good for anybody. So we got our pencils, and I got the 245 pencil. This is when it really starts to hit. Like that edge up will look super, super duper clean. Broke the tip of the dang pencil off. I'm sharpening all the way to the white, y'all. I've been using these since they sent them. I'm gonna have to get me some more of these. If they watching this video, yo, Dre, send me some more of these pencils. All right, we good. So I'm not really the greatest at drawing. So what I've realized is I'm good at making this stroke here. So I kind of try to make this stroke here work for me across the board. So I just want to make sure that I don't have anything that's going to get in the way. That was pretty good. And I'm going to just make a very, very faint line close to where I ended off.
How long after you wash does your enhancement last?
Now the 245 no drip is good for about 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 business days. And then this stuff will wash off right away. So this one is more for just like getting that crispy photo, or maybe a special occasion for your client. And the other one actually lasts a little bit longer, which is why I sort of prefer using that over doing like fibers. Fibers are only as good as the hairspray that holds them, which again, no shade on fibers. Like I like using fibers too sometimes, but it's a little better for the client if you use something like this. Let me turn this a little bit.
You ever seen the JoJo anime?
Nah.
That's what these lines remind me of.
Shoot.
I love them.
You ever see the Island Boys when they got a hold of
Yeah, of course.
Did you guys see the Island Boys when they got a hold of Chris Bassio's pencils though? Bro, they went ham with those pencils.
Could you repeat the name of the pencil again? Which company you use?
These are Tomb 45. This is Chris Basio, and you get like a flesh tone, and you get a white one, and then you're gonna take your trimmer, and you're gonna kind of blend it into the black line. And sometimes I use the corner.
Oh, this is interesting.
What?
Instead of the pencil, have you ever used talcum powder?
Yes.
Baby powder, apply it to your trimmer blade and line it up. Makes the edge up pop more naturally than the pencil, in my opinion.
No, I do both actually. When I'm done, I'll put a little talcum powder on his forehead. I'll clean it off and I'll sort of almost push it up towards the edge. And then talcum powder could also be used to kind of create a little more contrast for your picture, which I'll put the talcum powder down on the bottom part of his hair where it's light, and I'm gonna fight to get the coolest picture that I can. And then I'm gonna release it to Instagram, and then hopefully you guys show up and you guys click that like button.
The guy on the chair looks like an island boy. How do you feel about that? Don't laugh.
Personally, I wouldn't take that.
hide it. I think the guy in the computer watching this guy in the chair needs glasses because the guys at the Island Boy don't look nothing like him.
The disrespect.
Island boy,
Better not sing that song. We'll get copyrighted.
Yeah.
Don't sing their song. We'll get you copyrighted.
I made sure to keep my TikTok down too with all those audios going off.
All right, there we go. Bam. A little bit of the talcum powder now. And I'm just gonna dust off his forehead. Try to get all the little hairs out of there. And I kind of like try to push it into the edge a little bit. Now, we're gonna do the same thing for the back and sides here. Sounds like somebody's up on the roof or something.
And you guys saw how long it took to do the edge up, how much love and work was put into the edge up. That's the difference between if you just take the trimmer, hit it real fast and tell them to have a good day, as opposed to, you know, doing barbering at some sort of artful level, you know?
Right, right. Let's do this for a second. Dust this off real quick.
Do you ever use aftershave on client at the end of service?
Every time.
I feel like Chad should answer that. Chad question.
Chad gets sprayed with my aftershave when I'm done.
Chad does about 50 pumps on my bald head. This is real funny.
Oh, it's so great.
Burns so good.
It burns. It's so good that it's so bad. Yep. Yo, I don't know if you guys seen the show This Fool, but yo, I watched it last night. That show was funny as hell, man. If you guys get a chance, it's on Hulu. Watch it. It's called This Fool. Oh my God, I was dying. I can't wait to watch it again tonight. Did you watch it?
No, I was saying.
I thought you were saying you seen it. I was
No,
like, man,
no.
finally I found somebody who's seen it. Ain't nobody seen it. All right, we're gonna let him style it because he doesn't like anybody else blow drying it, and I don't have any problem with that. Just turn it on all the way, and just leave it for a second. Take a second. It's gathering the fire from hell to turn on, and then we're gonna get our final photo. This will only take a minute. I know it's kind of loud. Let's flip over to this one. Bang, where we're here. Little less quality camera, but we're up in here. I appreciate you guys all. I think it's time for a little giveaway. I hope you are ready. And I would like to give away one of these capes. I'll give you guys the option. We have, sorry, I gotta cover you up for a second. We have this Stylecraft capes, and then we also have the other Stylecraft cape with the chains, but this one is kind of like that camo. Looks real cool. So I'll let you guys pick one or the other. And you know what? I'm gonna throw a little bit of, you want some product, right?
Yeah, a little bit of paste. Yeah.
All right, let's do a little paste of some kind. Take that from you. And we're gonna style him up. We'll get him out of here, and then I'm gonna do that little giveaway. I hope that you guys enjoyed this haircut, enjoyed this walkthrough, and most of all, I hope that you were able to get something out of this. So let's grab. Hold up, I'm gonna grab some paste and put it in here. I'm gonna give you the final spin. Actually, do I have anything? Oh, I need the Johnny B. Hold up. I need the Johnny B. That's what it needs. Good luck. What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Good, man. 2 minutes, man. I'll be right with you. Maybe 3. Sir, pick somebody to win
Yeah,
that.
the lineup's perfect.
I want you to pick somebody to win that. We're just going to use a little bit of Johnny B. And flip back to the ZV-1 camera. Just touch right here. Bam. All right. Now that he's got it all styled, you can really sort of see how a lot of it's coming out, how he likes to wear it. He likes to wear it with a little bit of volume. That's why he likes to blow dry it, because he wants to have a little bit of volume in his hair. And I don't never complain when somebody wants to kind of do my job for me a little bit, so it's all good. I've been doing this a long time, brother. Yeah. Nah, that's what's cool about, getting to know your clients well. Like, I don't even try. I just literally hand them the blow dry. I'm like, all right, bro, here you go. It's become a normal part of our service here. Like, you gotta do that. You ever had them clients that bring their own combs?
Oh my God.
All right. I like what I see here. I'm gonna snatch a quick photo. Stir, pick somebody to win, and we out. All right. So who's been contributing And if Sterling picks you to win, he's gonna put your name on the screen, and then you're gonna wind up winning a Barber cape. I also gave away that other lid, and then soon we're gonna go live again. I'm gonna give away some more stuff. So Stir, you take it over, man. Who's winning?
Where am I putting it? Right here?
Drop it right in there, right on the screen. How many people we got left? We still got 40 people left. Cut looking fresh. Let me grab my camera.
Look, I'm not gonna lie.
He was so broke.
One person that ain't never let up in the live was Kayla Castro. I'm gonna have to give it to Kayla Castro today.
All
You
right.
do your thing. So we got 2 winners today. We got Kayla Castro and we got JT.
Hold up. Put your head up. This is how you get that kill shot, y'all. You ready? Yeah, put your head up just like that. I love that. So this is bouncing off the wall. I like that. Oh yeah. So let me get this side of it. The beauty side. Look down slightly. Look down. A little more. Perfect. That's how I like to do. I like to have them look their head down. So you dropped them in there? You dropped the comments in there?
Yeah.
And I'm going to post these up. Y'all got to go and like them, all right? Whew.
Yeah, it looks good.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. I know it's got to focus. Hold up. Bam. Y'all like that? That's IG. That's IG ready. All right? Looking good. Sterling's over here doing all kind of stuff. All right, y'all. I hope you liked the cut. Shout out to the winners. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I'm Mr. Eddie Barber. Thank you, Connor, for coming in here. Let me do this again. Thank you to my MC, Sterling. And I appreciate you guys for becoming members during this live. Shout out to the membership. Join Eddie's Army if you can. I appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you in the next live. Peace.